Vi har börjat spela in.
Hi and welcome. This is Everything About.
Nope, that's not correct. Try again.
Technically, we also didn't clap.
Ja, det är sant.
I think we can skip that.
No,
Nej,
yeah,
det är bra.
now we can. This is a cold ass open.
1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, this is Everything About Nothing.
And
Nothing about everything.
And I am Tommy, and I am the host for today's episode. And I am joined here by...
Oscar.
And also fitting.
And we are going to talk to you about dreams today.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Well...
I
is
mean,
dreams-
yeah,
is dreams
technically,
spooky?
sometimes.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's either you can have a nightmare and those are spoopy,
Those
and
are spooky
otherwise
dreams.
you're just lying there hallucinating.
Okay, let's skip the topic for a little moment. How are you guys?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Great.
I was worried for a moment that the mosquito is back
Oh.
with a vengeance.
Did you think you were gonna have a Saitama moment?
I believe this
Maybe.
episode will air before the other episode.
I sure hope not.
I believe it will.
In that case, sorry, listeners. I guess you're hearing this out of order. I think you're spoiled for my mosquito story. But yes, I think the mosquito might have been back because I've been noticing bites again. But now I've also no, they've stopped. So perhaps I just had a flare up.
Oh, is it on the same spots?
No, well,
Oh.
yes,
Okay, yeah. So it might be flare-ups.
might just be flare ups.
Yeah.
It might be an internal parasite.
Might be.
You know, look at the bright side. It might not be the bug.
I don't think we have those types of parasites up here, but
Hopefully not.
I don't think so.
Hey, it's starting to become summertime. All the bugs are coming back.
yeah.
Or
Or
every place in the world has everything within them, just in small scientific labs.
no.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Don't
that
you
not
think-
that every place has
No.
one of everything? in
Okay,
labs.
every modern place that do science stuff about this, like diseases, parasites and stuff. Don't you think they have the most prolific? Prolific is the right word, right?
Sure.
It's one of them. It's not correct. It can be
That's
interpreted.
the-
that
No,
way.
it could be correct. Prolific. It
The
depends on how he ends the sentence.
Most prolific disease there is.
That
Like-
works. Yeah.
Yeah, because they are dangerous and stuff.
Yeah. No, definitely. Actually, that makes sense. Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I can English.
Damn, dude,
Both-
I'm
both-
jealous.
Both the sentence worked and your point is valid.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
both-
very proud of you.
Yeah,
You
the-
achieved both things.
I've heard prolific used in such a fucking weird way that I forgot what the meaning was a little bit for a
What did you
second.
think the meaning was?
Like swearing, like it's
Oh,
something
yeah,
bad.
profanity.
Yeah, profanity and thing. But it's more like it's something bad. That's what I think it was. But I've seen so many horrible videos from the internet.
Of course you have.
Of course I have.
Yeah.
So the word prolific has been rearranged. They use it in a sentence that it doesn't make sense, which make me believe that it makes sense because I've heard it so much that if they think it's real and it works, I start to believe, am I wrong? And start to believe they are correct. But
Yeah.
I still has it that I know what it means.
You still have it.
I still has it.
Sure.
You
do,
still
buddy.
got it.
I still has it.
I still has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're good. That's great. Sad about your mosquito flare-up. Hopefully it's not a new mosquito or the same. You
I
did
sure
kill that fucker.
I did kill a mosquito, so it would be wild if it was the same one coming back Pet Cemetery style.
Ooh, that would be terrifying.
Why isn't Pet Cemeteries bringing back mosquitoes and flies?
What do you? Sorry.
Why doesn't the Pet Cemetery bring back mosquitoes and flies? Only like those that are buried from
I mean,
pets.
yeah, I guess.
I guess it's intent. I mean, in the movie at least, it starts with the cat, right?
Yeah.
And if you need intent, I don't think that anyone would be like, oh my god, my favorite mosquito died, I'm gonna resurrect
No,
it.
they didn't intend to resurrect it. They just buried it in a famous pet cemetery and think, oh, it's so sad, I hope he rests in peace. We're gonna
Right.
bury it here.
Yeah,
and then
you-
apparently it's a magic pet cemetery.
You're right.
Yeah. So why doesn't mosquitoes and flies, or spiders and other kinds of bugs?
Yes.
I know that the question is worms bugs is the answer is no. But why though?
Bugs have to have 6 limbs.
Oh, the limbs part, that is the stupid part.
Well, are spiders bugs?
In the science world, no.
All right.
They are arachnids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
They
is
do.
also stupid.
I would say yes.
I mean,
I would say yes.
worms, I understand they don't count as bugs because they have no property. They share no properties with any other bug.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But they do live in dirt.
But they
And that
do
is,
live in
that might be the one trait that connects to the bugs is that they live in dirt.
Exactly.
But so do moles. Does that mean that moles are worms?
But they are
No, most of the
mammals.
predators.
Yeah, and they are mammals. So
They go in their snoot around for bugs, worms. They go,
Oh yeah, boy.
the anteater just slathers his tongue in the ant and just comes around
Yeah, the
to find a
anteater-
worm. He just and he just slithers it up.
yep, they go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
They go,
Disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gross as fuck.
Yeah.
not that they need to, they can tear into that anthill if they want to. They got
But
claws and
they're gonna
shit.
break everything, and then they have to look for the ants.
Yeah, well, they can also, well, then they just lay their tongue on the ground instead of like in the tunnels, and then the ants are like, oh, what's happening? Oh, we're gonna flee, and then then they get stuck on the tongue. It's just like slurp.
Yeah. Instead of like dipping it in, they could just like break everything and then use their tongue as a lint roller and just roll it on the dirt.
The weird part about anteaters, what I don't understand, how doesn't it hurt
Yeah.
when this ants bite the tongue? They have to bite the tongue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had this thought in this conversation, like, I mean, yeah, I know that they get stuck, but like they can bite in, and those bites must hurt.
Yeah.
Hey man, anteaters are just built different.
Yeah.
They are like
That
honey
tongue,
badgers.
that tongue, tough ass nails.
Damn.
Horace steel.
Yeah, sensitive enough to feel the ants, but no pain receptors.
Bless
Also,
you.
like, yeah, they probably like can feel the bite, but they are probably like immune to whatever poisons or whatever.
Yeah.
We
So
are
it's just like ow, ow, ow. Mm.
we are semi-immune to piss ants, right?
No.
I believe it doesn't hurt as much as the
Define-
fire ants.
Well, define immune. What do we?
No, semi-immune. It's like
Resistant.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
That's a nice word for it. But that is correlated to electricity, and we're not talking about electricity.
No.
It is.
It's correlated to D&D. We played it
It is,
yesterday.
it is correlated to a lot of things.
Electricity is the main reason we have resistance as well. Yeah.
Don't slip up there. You almost.
Resistors and resistance is the same difference. Yeah, yeah.
Just like volt and amps. The
That's
same difference.
That's just. We're not talking about electricity today.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not trying to convince you what the difference is.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not the electricity episode.
Exactly. This is not the electricity episode. This
Alright.
is about dreams.
Whoa.
Cool.
Yeah. How have you been today? How have you been in general?
I've been pretty decent.
Great.
Yeah. Yesterday was taking a break because I'm gonna cut the Saturday episode. I've been good.
Abusing his editing privileges.
God damn it.
If you want something, ask me for it, and I will grant it for you.
Oh, can I get a new
wow.
car?
Yes,
Fuck yes.
I will use my editing powers to paste in a picture of a Honda Civic
I
on
didn't
your
ask.
ass.
I didn't.
Now give me a picture of a rotating apple.
A picture of a rotating apple.
Yeah.
Do you want a picture of a rotating apple or a rotating picture of an apple?
No. Do not rotate the picture of the apple. I see your editing tricks. You're trying to get out of this in the easy way. I want a rotating apple.
Is that good?
May I use a GIF?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. That makes my life so much easier.
A GIF is a single picture.
Is a GIF a picture?
It's a single file.
Yeah, it's a file, but that's a video as well.
It's a type.
But is that a picture?
I mean, I guess
Moving picture?
technically,
I wouldn't say it's a picture. Even though people say it is. Because even though it's a file, a video is a file.
Yeah.
It sure is. It is a picture film.
Picture film. Isn't every movie a
Hey,
picture
it's that
film?
new picture, see?
Say.
All you need is a cocktail and a cigar.
Listen, we're approaching the future, and in the future, there's just gonna be like, yeah, this is a picture, this is also a picture, and it's moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
It's gonna be a hologram.
A moving picture show.
Is a hologram a picture?
a hologram would be a single picture, yeah, because
Not
it would
if
be
it's
3D.
moving, no?
Well, it would be 3D. It
Not
isn't-
if it's no moving.
Wouldn't that make it a sculpture? Out of light?
You sculpt light in the
Hey,
future.
by the way, we have in Italy, I believe, we have captured light. We have frozen light.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you didn't know this? Oh shit.
Damn.
No, please go on.
That's the only thing I know.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a scientist that actually froze light. The light particles making it frozen, and it froze into a crystal formation.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool as shit.
I am very interested and skeptical.
It's cool though. I don't know what it's used
If it
for.
is what you're talking, if you're describing it correctly, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
If it's true, that would be dope as shit.
Who's the fact checker? That's right. That's right. This is my leader privileges.
Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to abuse my editorial powers, but you can just leader privilege your way to anything.
It's because I'm the leader.
Host, you are the host.
Leader. But
So yeah, to answer your question, I'm good.
that's great. Glad to hear you guys are doing great.
Yeah, how are you doing though?
I'm great.
That's nice.
Yeah, I didn't have so much to sleep today, but I'm doing fine. I'm hungry though.
Alright.
Yeah.
I made noodles for lunch.
How's the diet going?
Yeah, I pretty much abandoned it. I don't know exactly why, other than like it became very difficult to maintain it.
Money problem or just will?
Internal, I don't like this word, but motivational problems.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like I know that a part of me wants to be on the diet, and another part of me like doesn't.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about dreams. Have
Well-
you been dreaming lately, boys?
No.
No.
What the fuck? I at least dream once a month.
I mean, I'm sure.
Damn, dude, that's a dope ass KD ratio.
What? Is this a fucking card game?
Well-
What are we here? Killed.
Well,
Kill, death,
seriously,
assist?
you can remember one dream a month. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can remember.
At least.
I can remember one nightmare I had back in like 2012, and that's the latest one I remember.
The thing is, I don't remember the dream. I remember I've dreamt it because I
Oh.
remember I had the dream. I remember the dream when I wake up and then it slowly fades, and you have that realization
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
what the fuck was I dreaming about?
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
just get angry and annoyed in this slight second, and you're like,
Yeah.
guess that won't fit in my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's how it works.
Yeah, so I remember I've dreamt, and I dream at least once a month, and I remember I have dreamt every month. So
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, we always do dream, but I haven't remembered a dream this lately.
This lately, are you stressed?
A bit.
Okay, that's not good.
Well, it's better now.
That's great.
That's nice.
How would you say that it's better, if I may ask? What difference did it come to?
I met friends and had a good time.
That's
Oh, you meant from yesterday.
And before that,
Oh, fuck you then.
oh, fuck you. I have other friends.
Ah, look at he brags. Ah, he's bragging.
Yeah, I went to a birthday celebration and we
Right,
played board
right.
games and had deep conversations about how evil is in our genome.
nice.
How evil is in our genome?
Yeah, no, that's a different subject.
Yeah.
Not this
Wait, wait.
episode.
That's another episode.
I'm sorry to ask, is that a proper sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How evil is in genome?
in our genome. How evil is a genetic trait.
Oh, okay then.
Well, my friend has a friend who works with like viruses and genetics and all that, and apparently they did a test in her her college or university, I guess, where they tested if people were good people, like someone like dropped something, and then if they would see if people like picked it up and helped and like told them, or if they ignored it. And apparently, people who studied like economics and finance are evil people just genetically because so few of them did it.
Is that a genetic trait or a learning trait?
Well, it's.
Because if every economic and you are like born into a family that is good in heart, then it's not genetics.
Well, it's a chicken and the egg thing, right?
What
Do they go study finance because they're evil, or do they become evil because they study finance?
Didn't you study finance?
Yep. It's not my fault I am evil. I was just born this way.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's why you are who you are. Damn.
Yeah, no. Listen, we all know that nature has a hold over who we are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, as a outside perspective, I wouldn't say that morality comes from genetics.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Science will tell.
How?
I don't think so. Science is. This is my mind. Science is the study of like objective facts, and morality is subjective. Morality is just what humans make up. So if people have to agree on something, it can't be correct.
But science isn't a study of objective facts.
Isn't it?
Science is a study to learn things about stuff. It changes all the time. If we find something new about something we knew before, that means we're going to update that information. Meaning that the objective truth we knew before wasn't an objective truth.
Yeah, like if we just say it like this, we all agree that helping other people is a nice trait, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing that makes someone a good person.
Sure.
Are we declaring that we do? Are you declaring that you don't believe that there is a gene that makes someone more predisposed to do that, to feel more sympathy for others?
I would
and be
say
willing to help?
I would say there is an opposite. There is probably a gene that makes you more evil because like psychopathy and that kinds of stuff exists. So there is not a gene that tells you that you should be good to people, but there might be a gene that makes you not good to people. But that doesn't mean that the gene tells you not to be good to people. I think that's a learning trait. If you are learned by people that, hey, you do good stuff and you get good things back, I believe you are more prominent to look for the more good answer in every solution than the evil one.
And I would say I am unsure. It's kind of like I have a weird what's it called, like spiritual view on it, which is if inherited memories exist, because like the reason we cooperate as people and we like each other is because we learned that was good a couple of million years ago, and people who didn't, or tribes that didn't cooperate died. Tribes who did like each other and cooperate survived, and that's where like over so much time that behavior got transferred into us. And if that is encoded in a gene, then yes, I believe it. I don't know if that is encoded in a gene.
Isn't that evolution?
Yeah,
Meaning that in your perspective it is encoded in genes?
that's I guess so. It's like, yeah, if it is in genes, then yeah.
I'm wearing jeans today.
I'm not.
I am, too.
I'm pantsless.
No, you're
I'm
not.
shirt cocking this.
Yeah, he is completely nude.
Yeah.
Some people would say Winnie the Poohing it, but
Well, except for the glasses.
Oh yeah,
But then it wouldn't be sexy if you removed the glasses and was just nude.
exactly. The glasses are
I
here
have a-
50% for sex appeal.
I have an idea. You should go to a barber and get that teacher hair style.
The teacher haircut.
Hairstyle. The prominent teacher
You said
hairstyle.
design. No?
What?
Didn't you say design?
I said style.
Oh.
I did not say design.
I
said
don't
style.
listen to either of you long enough for me to remember.
All right. We are all
Great
listening very
conversation.
well today.
Hell yeah.
Do you guys know what mirror neurons are?
Mirroring
Heard of them.
neurons?
Yeah, it's
You-
it's the parts of your brain that are responsible for sympathy.
No.
Oh, cool.
I
Well, not
don't.
sympathy, empathy.
Empathy is when you care about people.
Yeah, it's when you see someone sad and you feel sad.
Yes,
Yeah.
and sympathy, you can put yourself in their shoes.
So yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I know stuff.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that's like a brain part.
Yeah.
Fair.
And like and that can, it's like if there was a gene that made more of those, would that lead to a person that is gooder?
Well, as I said, I think it's a gene that makes you more evil rather than makes you more good. If that even is a thing. I believe psychopathy is a gene thing. Or maybe even more encoded than that.
I'm unsure. I haven't studied this. I'm not comfortable giving an opinion about something I don't know.
Fair enough.
No. But it's a cool subject.
It's
Yeah.
a really cool subject.
Yeah.
I look forward to having that episode be a completely different and separate episode than this one.
Yeah,
because
we're
this is
not
about
good.
dreams.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh,
dreams.
this was the dream episode, right?
We're gonna talk about dreams today.
Yeah. No, I haven't remembered my dreams lately,
Okay.
but I'm doing good.
That's
That's
great. And do you remember you had dreams lately?
No. Lately it's just been I go to bed and then I wake up.
Oh,
Yeah.
just blackness and wakeness.
Sort of.
Damn.
I mean, I don't really remember falling asleep either.
Oh.
I go to bed, I put on the podcast, I play my games, I remember I need to sleep, I stop playing games, I lay down, and then I twist and turn for a while, and then at some point...
You wake up again.
At some point I wake up.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I tend to just like turn everything off when I go to sleep. So I don't know if anyone remembers when they go to sleep, like fall asleep rather.
Yeah.
But everyone, I hope, remembers when they wake up.
Sort of. Well, waking up is weird. It can be weird because I mean I remember waking up today, but I remember like I think it was in 2017 specifically. That morning, my first memory was talking to someone on the phone. My first memory wasn't hearing the call. My first memory was not answering the call. My first memory of the day was having the phone to my ear and talking to a person. I was like, wait, holy shit, I'm awake.
Oh.
Didn't someone call you during your sleep?
Yes.
And you woke up with your phone. Then you remember you woke up.
I remember I woke up, but I was acting. I guess that's what I mean. I was acting and actually doing things before I realized I was awake. So
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't wake up until I was doing wake stuff.
Doing makes sense. You were sleep answering.
Yeah, I was sleep answering.
Yeah, you're sleep talking.
Yeah.
into your phone with a person
Yeah.
on the other end.
I also answered it and put it to my ear and.
Or
yeah.
you, I wonder what the other end would be like. So I was thinking about doing the laundry today and this and that stuff, and you were like, yeah, yeah, to
Yeah,
everything.
I believe I was sounding like a zombie.
Yeah, can you come into work today? Yeah, Gorilla Motorcycle Circus.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because no one has had any dreams lately, apparently, except for me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bring those up and compare, but I'm gonna then ask you guys: do you have any recurring dreams that you've had when you were a child, and then that came up more than once?
Nope. Never. That's never happened. That sounds like something that happens to weird people. Sorry. I didn't mean to be
I
insensitive.
know I've had reoccurring dreams. I don't remember them right now because it was a while since I had them. But I know I've had reoccurring dreams before.
Okay, I have like 4 dreams that I remember vividly, and that I couldn't prompt them to happen, but I've ridden them when you ride something. I rode them out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For example, I dreamt a dream once, and came. If you have a graph from 1 to 100, and I dreamt the dream from 0, and I said 1 to 100, and I started at 0.
Just keep going, man. You're nailing this.
Yeah, I started at 1.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I dreamt about, say, 40% of it,
Oh.
Okay.
and I wake up.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe a day later, maybe more, I dream the same dream, exactly the same dream, because I remember the dream. And then I dream about 55%, and I do it so over and over again, and I ride the dream out to see how it concludes.
Cool.
When do you know when it's concluded?
Probably when I die.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, then that's when you relive it. Yeah, when you die, you relive it from the beginning to the true end.
Exactly, and I know because when I was a kid, I watched Jurassic Park at a very young age, probably too young. So I got nightmares of being chased by dinosaurs, velociraptors, because I thought they were cool, right? So I was running in my dream. I was running through our yards. It's not yards in per se, but I'm gonna call it yards.
Yeah.
I was running through yards in a specific manner and tried to chase my either family or friends. I can't remember that part, but I chased people to ask for help. The first time I did it, I got tackled by them before I could reach them. And I woke up, and it was morning. It was the time I should be waking up, so it didn't ruin my schedule. I was just panicked a little bit. The second time, I rode it a little bit more. I weaved because I knew what the dinosaurs were going to do. So I weaved, and I got further along, and I talked to my friends and asked for help, but the dinosaurs didn't care, so they jumped me either way, and then it stopped. The third time, I asked for help and kept running, and the dinosaurs disappeared. And then I woke up, and I've never had that dream again. I had another dream where I was in a apartment complex in a corridor where you have to go through stairs. So I was running. I was again chased by dinosaurs. The sky was raining spiders, and it was all red. And I was on the top floor. So I was running into the corridor, making my way downstairs, and I was caught by the velociraptors in the corridor. And then I redreamt that and wrote it again, and then I weaved as I did before, and I came further down. And at the bottom there was a giant spider that was like, say it was the size of the spider in Harry Potter.
Damn.
Very big. And there was spider webs all over the corridor.
Ugh.
So I got snatched by the spider, and then I woke up. The third time I went down and I weaved through I don't remember how I got, because it's a dream, it's very surreal and unnatural, but I got past the spider and I got through, and out of the corridor, and I'm free. And I've never dreamt that dream again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, no, yeah, because you cleared it.
Yeah.
You got
so
out.
that's 2 dreams down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you you played a video game in your dreams.
Yeah.
You just tried it over again, and then you died, and you tried it again.
The other part, this is not a video game though. This is a horror movie, because I love horror movies, by the way. I am at a junkyard of a carnival, or a theme park rather. You have theme park rides broken down, everything is broken, and it's big and goofy, and you have this clown amusement house, like a laughing house or a fun house.
Yep.
It's called. And I was with the Scooby-Doo gang.
Nice.
So
yeah.
I was with them going through, and we were going to solve something about a case. I don't remember more than that. I don't think the story was more elaborate than that, because it was a dream. But I was chased by the clown from the book It.
Oh.
So you could see him pop up a little bit here and there, and you were like, oh shit, this is a real crime or a real monster. So I started running, and I got chased with the Scooby-Doo gang, and as every Scooby-Doo fan knows, the gang splits up.
Yeah.
So I am with Shaggy and Scooby, and the other 3, they are in a separate place, right? But me, Scooby, and Shaggy were chased, and it didn't stop when I got caught or anything, but it stopped when I saw the clown in a specific position. And I was like, I woke up and I was like, now, that wasn't nice. I don't like nightmares. A few days later, I dreamed the same dream. I get to the same point, and I'm not scared anymore. So I keep going. I got past that point, and I ran, and I fell down, and I woke up by the falling motion. Next scenario, I did the exact same thing. I fell down. I didn't wake up, but I hit water. Apparently, I fell down into a water source, and I woke up. The next time I did it, I woke up after I hit the water. I woke up when I started drowning. So it was very small increments of like new information from the dream. And the 4th time, which was the last time I dreamt it, I got into the water, and I didn't drown. I started breathing into the water, and I realized it was a dream, and everything became more fine, and I woke up, and I've never had that dream again. But that's almost like my favorite dream that I've had when it comes to nightmares, because it was so cool and it was so vivid.
Nice.
If you could ever say that a nightmare is cool.
Yeah. I mean, how old were you when you had that one?
No, probably 8 or 7.
Right.
Yeah, I was young.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like an intense, what's it called, experience to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I'm sorry, audience, that my stories might be very boring. But this is the dream episode.
It's the dream.
This is the dream episode, and it's a cool dream to like have in parts. I've had a sequence dream before, but it goes backwards.
Backwards?
Yeah, I jumped backwards.
How do you dream backwards?
Well, back in like grade school, I think I was like 12 or something. I had a dream in 3 parts. The first part, I was in a like mansion with like my classmates and people that like faceless people that are filling dream gaps. There was like a crowd, and people were running and fleeing. This was like a nightmare or something from the snake from Aladdin.
Oh.
You mean Jafar?
Yeah, Jafar, but when he's a snake.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I flee, and I run, and then and then like you do the thing in a nightmare where you run, but the monster keeps getting closer, and you just don't get anywhere. And then I get caught, and I woke up. Huh. and I had to deal with that. And then a while later, I had a dream where I was walking on a path, and I came to a mansion. And I came in, and all my classmates are there, and faceless people, and also Jafar for some reason. And then he became a snake, and that's where that dream ended. And then then a while later, I had a dream where I was like doing. I don't remember. That one's the most hazy. I remember I was doing something. I think I was doing like schoolwork or something. And then I left school, and then I walked, and then I got to a forest path that was the one leading to the mansion. And that's the order I dreamt them in. So I started with the ending where I was chased by Snake Jafar.
Snake Jafar.
Snake
So
Jafar.
that's 3 times fast.
Snake Jafar. Ah! He's here! He's here!
Careful, you're gonna summon him.
Gotta summon Snake Jafar, you can't do that! And then I had a dream where I got to the place with Snake Jafar, and then I had a dream where I started my journey to getting to the place with Snake Jafar. Ah shit, he's here again! Shoot! Get off! Get out of the way!
That sounds awesome, though. That sounds like you had your dream in Star Wars Star Wars release schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of.
Star Wars Order. Yes, but that's a cool one.
Yeah.
But the other ones weren't nightmares. Only the first one.
Yeah.
Weird.
The other ones were thrillers. It's the setup.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But that's the thing. I started with the end. I started with the cool bits, and then I saw the setup.
Yeah, that sounds
Just
cool.
like how I used to read books when I was young.
Oh, that's why you watched the movie afar in the wrong order. That's how you got it. You started with the end where, oh my god, is there a snake in this movie? And it was like, this I have to say. And then you just started the movie over. That's the only idea I get.
Yeah,
Yeah. But that's a cool concept.
it's a cool concept.
Yeah, I've never dreamt backwards.
Same. I can't remember a lot of dreams. Specifically, I remember the nightmare I had, and actually, I have had one dream that has recurred once, and it is the reason I can't chew bubblegum.
Yeah,
Go on.
Yes, because,
I know this.
yeah, you know. Basically,
Well, I don't, and the audience don't either.
I'm getting to it. You guys will be included by the end of this, I hope.
You hear that, audience? You'll be included.
So basically, weird thing, I was just, you know, you go through different phases where you just do some things a bit more often than you would. For me, that was a period where I was just chewing more gum than usual. Just like, I like a minty breath, this is tasty, so I was just chewing gum like probably every day. And it culminated in me in a dream. I was just existing. I wasn't doing anything, I think. It was just me existing, doing stuff, and then all of a sudden I had an immensely sharp pain in my arm, as if I had been shot by a crossbow bolt. And looking down at it, there was a chewed piece of gum. It's like, imagine you're just chewing the piece of gum, and it's in that like bit of a tubular shape with indentations of the teeth. That was sticking out of my arm. And then another one just materializes, and so much pain, and it was like in my thigh, and then it was somewhere in my other arm, like they just kept spawning in, and it felt like I was just getting shot with darts or bolts of chewing gum. And then after like 3 or 4, I woke up. Stopped chewing gum after that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a very natural conclusion. Fast forward like I think 2 years, and I had another period where I was like, oh, nice gum, I haven't had that in a while. Oh yeah, that dream. That was weird. or I just didn't think about it. But I was chewing gum for like maybe a week, and the day the dream came up, it was just existing, and then all of a sudden, I was stabbed by materializing chewed gum sticking out of my body, and so much pain. And then after like 3 or 4 of them, I woke up and I was like, cool, can't have chewing gum, I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, you gotta stop over chew gum, dude. A reasonable amount of gum for you.
Yeah, apparently that's 0 or I'm gonna get stabbed.
Kids, don't chew gum. You might get stabbed.
I am intrigued. I want to test now how much gum how often you can eat gum without having this dream.
That would, I would be kind of be down to try it again, just to see.
Yeah, try it today.
I don't have any gum.
Oh, I have gum, dude. Do you want some gum?
No.
Hey, chew it through the whole episode and make a snack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, audience enjoyed this.
Yeah.
This
especially
is
since we tried to
ASMR.
just fix the mics so that they pick up stuff better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So that's my dream story.
yeah.
It's a horrible dream, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you went through that.
it's okay. I'm sorry you had to go through a thriller series culminating in a horror in reverse.
With
And also-
Snefar.
Yeah, exactly. That dude's creepy. And also, sorry you were chased by so many things
You know I
wanting to
liked
kill,
it.
kill you. I know you liked it. But
I
still,
know you liked it, you freak.
I'm not a freak.
you sick, twisted freak.
I believe many people like their nightmares.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I
we're
agree.
just gonna end there? No discussion? Damn!
I'm trying. I'm trying to say I agree because people like horror movies. People like scary stuff.
I don't know where we would go with that discussion. I'm
I
just
was-
sitting here like, should I argue this? I don't know if that's wrong or not. It doesn't seem right, but I also have nothing else to go on.
Hey Tommy,
They shouldn't like
you're right.
it.
Yeah, I'm right!
They shouldn't like it. Scary shouldn't be good.
But scary is fun. That's
Yeah,
why
the horror movies is a $1 billion industry.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
It's, because it's like, yeah, but that's because you're not the one in it.
No, but you're the one getting scared.
Yeah, and to be true, to be fair,
To be true
and fair, when you watch a horror movie in a saloon that is dark, at a theater or a cinema, you feel the sensation of, oh shit, something's gonna happen. It feels almost as if you're there.
Yeah.
Isn't that what everyone seeks out when they look at horror movies?
I don't.
What are you Why are you watching horror movies?
To see other people get scared.
And you're getting
Schadenfreude.
scared too?
No,
You're not getting scared?
no.
Are you immune to horror movies?
If I watch it with people,
Oh.
I have never. If I watch horror movies with people, I don't get scared because there's other people there, and I can always be like, well, if something were to happen, I can throw another person in front of me and run.
You know how this cycles back to the finance question?
Listen, it's my genetics, dude. I didn't decide to be this way. Yeah,
Right.
I was just born evil.
Yeah.
Not this way. But that's my excuse. I don't know why I'm not scared when I'm with other people. It's just that if I watch a horror movie with other people, I don't get frightened because there's other people there. However, the moment I become alone after watching a horror movie, I am terrified because I look into the corner of like a corridor that is dark and I'm like,
Might be there.
should I move? Am I allowed to make sound? Was there something there? I know there shouldn't be anything there. There has never been anything there before. Why would it start now? I locked the door.
You're sounding like the Italian guy.
The
I
talent?
do not want the fork on the table.
You better not fuck on the table, you son of a bitch. You better not creep out of the corner, you ghost son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I don't even need to, and I've grown paranoid to the point.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I don't need to watch a horror movie to get that feeling. Like if I see a liminal space that is like dark and nearby, I'm like, I get suspicious of it because I do believe in like ghosts and stuff. I
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I believe like there are things beyond us.
Beyond
And-
comprehension.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like there and like because the thing is, if there was, would you really trust the proof, or would you say, "Nah, that's bullshit. You're making that up. That's just an internet horror story. That's not real proof." Like if paranormal activity actually happened, people wouldn't take it seriously.
Yeah, they would.
No, they wouldn't.
That's why people are genuinely scared sometimes.
People will be like, "Well, where's the scientific proof?" And it's like, "Well, there isn't one. That's the problem." And they're like, "Well, then it doesn't exist."
My argument in that context is like the people that are experiencing it would. Of course, I wouldn't because I just watch it through a video. But the people that are experiencing it, they would. That's my argument.
Yeah.
Here's a question I have related to that. I do not get anything out if a horror movie says this is based on true events. That does nothing for me. It's like I basically just doubt it. Like, okay, you've told me something, and I feel like that's mostly a lie. It feels more likely that you're just lying to me if a horror movie says this is based on real events. But some people think it's more scary if a horror movie or a horror film, anything, is based on true stories. What do you think?
Well, I'm a soulless bastard just like you, so I don't think it's much worse. But I believe that people that actually think it's more scary is the feeling that, oh shit, could actually happen to someone, because it has. Like if it's a thriller crime horror film like Saw, if someone told me, yeah, Saw was actually based on real stories, I would be like, oh fuck dude, there's some crazy maniac that kidnaps people, a lot of people, made them go through like horror games to save their lives or die. I would totally be like, oh, that is sick shit. Yeah. So, and the people that I believe that people that become more afraid of that phrase is those that can see that this is something that can happen in real life.
Yeah, like I am in a similar vein. Like seeing just the text based on true events doesn't do anything, because then it's like, all right, it's inspired by things that actually happened.
Right.
I don't know what those things are yet because I've just started watching the movie.
Right.
But on the flip side, if I see a movie like, oh yeah, I know that movie, and then I see it was inspired by these events, and then they actually tell me, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good sound, because it really describes it. It's like, it doesn't make it more scary. It just life is just a little bit more shitty right now. Now that I know that, like, yeah, I can see how that works, but it just makes life worse.
Yeah, like I consumed enough true crime like media to know that there is like that there are bad people out in the world who do make people go through horrible things.
Ooh, yeah.
And having the horror movies about being based on that, we like, and then it again doesn't do anything unless you know what they're talking about. Like having a proper example of, yeah, this is what inspired by, this is why it's horrible, would make it more
Fair.
scary.
I would just be more sad afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like the horror stuff is cool, and you get scared, and it's like nice. And then after that, you just get sad.
I mean, then it also depends on what type. Because if I was gonna watch The Babadook and it said inspired by true events, I would be like, now which part exactly is inspired by true events here?
But you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm not sure I believe, but I am convinced of them.
Okay. But
I
what
don't choose to believe. It's more that there are points where I'm like, I know logically speaking there is nothing in that corner.
Yeah.
But there is a feeling of me that makes me want to run to my room as fast as possible right now.
So if, for example, in 4 years we discover that ghosts and spirits are real, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. and we have a medium of some sort that is proven to be correct and truthfully able to communicate with ghosts, and the ghost tells us that yes, some of the horror movies relating to ghosts have been real, and these things have actually happened. Would you guys be scared of ghosts because ghosts are very prominent to being in a horror setting?
No,
I don't know.
absolutely not.
It's like I would be way too interested to find out what ghosts, like what that actually is, like what that entails. Because now we have, say, proof that they exist, and I would be interested to be like, okay, how much did we get right and how much did we get wrong? But it's like, I don't know. There are other things.
For example, oh God, what is the name of the movie? The Japanese American
Ring?
movie.
The Ring?
No, similar to Ring, but the other one.
The Grudge.
The Grudge. If some ghosts came up and said, yeah, the Grudge is real, that's a real spirit thing, would you not be scared of getting into that situation?
I would.
Not really?
Why?
I would be scared. Is that one where you send a video?
No, that's the Ring.
Damn it.
The Grudge is a haunted house where a spirit has been killed. The person... I'm gonna spoil this movie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Spoilers for The Grudge, by the way. Come back in like...
Yeah, spoilers for a 22-year-old movie.
Yeah, come back in like 40 seconds.
Yeah, so the woman gets killed by the husband.
Yeah.
The husband drowns the son or the child, and they both become fixated to the house as haunting spirits.
Yeah.
And every person that moves in gets haunted by the spirit and killed by the spirit in a gruesome manner.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I guess I would be scared to end up in a haunting situation if, like, I know, oh yeah, there are murder spirits that are real. But the thing is, if I found out the ghosts are real and that some horror movies were right, I would. The moment we find out that ghosts are real and we have proof for it, it sort of loses the scare factor. I am the Cthulhu guy. The one thing that holds true is that the scariest thing is the unknown. Like the more we know about a thing, the less scary it becomes. Until we know, unless we know just how dangerous it is.
If I elaborate on another scenario that continues with the first scenario, this ghost tells you it's very horrible to be the ones that stay behind, but not everyone is left behind on Earth.
I mean, this goes into my thought, which is like, if a ghost tells me this, I guess technically yes, I would be scared in quotes, but it's like, it's kind of like, yeah, if you go into the wrong neighborhood, wearing the wrong clothes and acting the wrong way, you might get shot. I would be very interested, not in Sweden, but if you go into the wrong neighborhood and act the wrong way, you can get shot and whatever. And I would be, that's kind of what I would feel is, I know that now that I know that there is a possibility that I can get haunted and murdered by ghosts, I want to know more. I want to know, okay, what does this mean? How can I avoid it? What can I do to help trapped spirits, to your last points? It's like, okay, you're trapped behind. Can I do something? Can I help? I want to learn more. And all of the horror, like you said, Oscar, is gone. It's like, yeah, I know it would be bad if I get murderized by a ghost, but now it's just a fact of life. That's my thought.
Because the reason, mainly, ghosts specifically are only scary because you don't know what they're capable of. Like, oh, they can go through walls? How can they interact with things? How can they interact with me? Can they become become physical or not? Do they
react to certain wavelengths or light or sound?
Yeah.
Would you guys think you would evolve a phobia for them? Because you have a phobia of spiders. and you know this, whatever you describe now about spiders, but are still afraid of them. Yeah.
Would you? Yeah.
I mean, a phobia is like usually kind of almost a phobia is sort of like a trauma. So like maybe like I would either have to have like an experience or have like enough. Like I said, it depends on like how much we get to know about the ghosts. Like if everyone agrees that like if everyone unanimously agrees that ghosts are real, then we'll be like, well, I have a ghost problem. Let me call let me call the exorcist. Yeah, let me call the service that deals with ghost problems.
But the issue is we don't, because this is so new, right? We don't have any technology to whoosh them away. We have no technology to really do anything about ghosts.
I would become Christian.
You would become Christian?
I would be like, hey, Priest Bud, where can you go? I'm up with your team now because ghosts are real and I need them out.
The ghosts, okay. Now this is just a elaboration of the story. This is just like, oh, let's keep going to see how far we can go.
Yeah.
The ghosts are not Christian, and the Christianity and every religion is thrown out the window when they die.
Wait, so no ghosts are Christians?
Well, they were, but they threw it out, so no one is that anymore. Because
Can a ghost change religion?
How does a ghost? Wait, which ghosts stay behind? Who
That's
become
the
ghosts?
issue. The ghost doesn't know, because there was one. They take up a murderer, right? And he says, "Yeah, I believe I stayed behind because I was a bad person." But that can't be true, because then a priest that literally didn't do anything bad also stayed behind. But then you have a child, and then you have animals.
I would be more frightened now with in this context. I would be more frightened of not staying behind because if it's random, there's like, wait, what happens to the people who don't stay behind?
Exactly.
Do they just cease to be?
This is what I'm looking for.
I would try to be a ghost at this point because we know ghosts are real. We do not know what happens to the ghosts, the souls that are not ghosts.
Fair.
Yeah. But also another question: if
That's terrifying. That is a horror movie. You have made a terrifying situation.
Oh, it's like a dream-like scenario.
Wow. Oh right, this is a dream
This is a
episode.
dream episode.
But I have a question about ghosts. Like, if
It's a ghost
This is a
episode.
dream
this is a ghost and dreams, there's no difference. But let's say that we find out that we don't know what happens if a ghost disappears. It just moves on. But we have so much evidence right now that staying behind is like hurtful.
Yeah.
Like no ghost, except for like Casper, no ghost actually likes being around. It's like, so you get to choose. Do you want to go towards nothing or
Suffer.
live in torture for the rest of existence?
They had one guy in the ghost like spirit thing.
Yeah.
He just ate a ghost
spirit
Pep.
thing?
the realm, whatever you call it.
Okay.
Yeah. He ate a ghost sausage, just acted on it, and he got ascended or whatever you should call it, right?
Yeah.
He got ascended, and people started copying him, and no one did it. So there has been cases that people actually move on afterwards, but then you have this person that have been dead for over 150 years, and you're just like, because of the intelligence of those people were they didn't know anything about technology.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, I don't know, and he's still in this era of 150,000 years ago. So you don't know who will ascend.
That's another. If we would go if there are ghosts, do the ghosts learn? Like they see society change
Yeah,
around
that-
them,
yeah.
and there come new ghosts. So okay, hey, you're the first new guy I found. how the fuck the computers work.
Yeah.
I was born I was there when the pyramids were built. I want to know about the computers.
Yeah.
And in some freakishly way, everyone can communicate with each other.
There is a show about this, by the way.
Which
Exactly what I'm describing.
Which one?
I don't know what it's,
God damn it!
I don't know what it's
Fact
called.
checker.
I know there is a show that's, I think it's pretty recent, where a woman can see ghosts.
I think I've seen clips of it.
Yeah, probably. There, she has like a Viking and a scout who died in an accident, and she had a black woman. And then they just like hang around in this, like they all died in the same area.
Yeah.
And they're like, and ghosts are sort of locked to the place they died.
Destination. Oh.
Yeah, so they're like, and so there's like, she can see these ghosts, and these ghosts are from like completely different eras. But they have just like been like, but they are trapped in the same place. They have to like, so they're like terrible. So there's like a roommate situation, but with ghosts.
Okay.
And I know specifically like they learn, like they like, and they just have they have infinite time, and they are locked in this
Exactly.
place. So
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
just see what's going on, and when the scout died like maybe like 20 years ago or something. Yeah.
Wow.
So he's just like, yeah, let me tell you about phones to the Viking and the people.
Nice.
Yeah, that is what I would see it as well. Of course, the ghosts that go through time with us, they would learn, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know how to move this conversation further. I think it's a cool concept. It's a cool idea.
I totally agree that this is a cool concept. I
And
mean,
the show is just called Ghosts,
Oh,
well done.
and it's a CBS original.
have any one of you seen Ghost Whisperer?
No,
Probably some.
is it the old show?
Yeah, it is.
That I might have seen.
It's
one
about
episode.
the actor is named Jennifer Love Hewitt, and she plays a person that can see and talk to ghosts, and her whole niche is that she tries to help the ghosts move on to the light.
Yeah.
So she sees the ghost seeks her out because the ghosts know that she helps ghosts. I don't know how that works, I don't remember. But she speaks to the ghosts, she goes to the ghost's family, makes it come to a closure, either for the family or the ghost, and then they move on.
Nice.
And I remember I liked the show. I never followed it. It was always on the. It
looks like a Channel 5 show.
might have been. It was live action. I was a kid. I didn't love live action series or movies when I was a kid.
Same.
But that show was pretty good, and that it would be outdated today, but I still think when I look back to it, it holds up.
All right. Yeah.
While we're still on the subject of ghosts, my mother has a medium that she sees sometimes, like when with her like sister and friends. It's like a fun thing that they do. They go to the medium
Oh,
who like who talks to ghosts for them.
cool.
Is it? Do they think it's real, or do they do it for?
They have become convinced
Oh,
because
nice.
that's the thing. From what I've heard, like the medium has a very interesting like description of ghosts, because they do the whole medium thing where like, oh, I see a man, they look like this, they have this sort of personality, does this fit when anything you know, because it's like they have like a vague picture of someone, and then it's like, yeah, and then they say this thing, and then like she's brought up like, apparently they have like very convincingly brought up like people who they've known and who they want to hear from and don't want to hear from. Like because they went on like, I think the second or first time my mom met or the medium said that described my grandfather, on my mom's side, and they did not. I think it was them. It could have been another like grandfather, because grandma had different men. but like there was, but they whatever the point is they did not have a good relationship, and so she did not want to speak to that ghost. And that's just an interesting thing that like, yeah, no, I do not want to speak. This is a ghost. I want to talk to you. I do not want to speak to this ghost, which is interesting for mediums to do if they want to earn money. Interesting approach. But the way that this medium has described like the spirit, the world of the dead, or like spirit world, is that because she apparently has a sister that died when when they were babies. But ghosts live on, and so her ghost sister grew up with her on the other side, and apparently ghosts live just like we do. Is how she described, how this medium has described it.
How does the grandpa then talk to your mom?
What do you mean?
If the ghosts grow as we do, and live life as we do, how does a person that is so much older? Oh, it was her dad, or it was her grandpa.
It was her. I think it was her dad.
So it was her dad, your grandpa we speak of. Okay, then it makes more sense. Because if it was her grandpa,
I don't think. I also don't think that. I'm not sure if ghosts have grow old.
But they have to, because her sister grew up with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what happened. Like, I didn't ask for more details.
You should have asked more details.
I realize now I should have asked for more details. Yeah. But the way she describes it is that there's like, they are, the ghost realm is like,
inseparable.
Yeah,
but
it's like layered on ours.
Yeah, it's a fine line between us.
It like works. So like people, like her sister as a ghost went to school with her.
Cool.
They went to ghost school, I guess.
All right. Yeah.
Imagine there's a teacher that died at the school, and he just lectures this ghost at the same time. So the ghost has to listen to two people.
If you guys became ghosts, would there be things that you would be scared of?
No.
Yes.
What? Okay.
Specifically eternity.
Okay.
Eternity is bloody terrifying.
I was no. I wouldn't be scared of anything. Neither eternity.
Okay. So if you were to turn into a ghost, would you? And someone says, "Hey guys, you want to go to the Mariana Trench?"
Fuck yeah.
Would you do it?
Fuck yeah.
God damn it! I would not be doing that.
I would. Fuck yes. The
What
issue here is, can I still swim? Because if I just sink, then I might reconsider.
I guess. I mean, I let's assume that that ghosts can fly.
Okay. Yeah. Of course.
But it's a learned skill.
Yeah. Of course.
You have to spend 30 years learning it.
I would totally do it. Definitely. I would even go out to space.
See, I wouldn't do that either. That would be fucking terrifying.
No, I would. Yeah. I would be so fucking bored of how humanity works. I would
do everything else that there is to do in the world before I started alright, now I'm gonna go down into the fucking ocean.
But what can you do as a ghost? You can only observe.
What if there's ghost fish?
Yes, of course, but you can't interact with them. I assume ghosts can't interact with each other more than thought or speech.
Well, what if?
Why would they be able to use thought or speech to communicate with each other? If they can do that, why can't they just punch each other with the ghost knives?
Because speech is sound. I believe sound.
Well, not for a ghost.
I don't know. I don't know how ghosts work.
Fair.
I can fucking fly in this situation if I train for 30 years.
Well, let's assume that ghosts can interact with each other.
Then no, I would totally not go into space. It would be so fucking boring being alone. I meant in a scenario that if you don't have anything but observation, I would totally go into space and just observe and look for new things.
That's cool.
Yes, but I wonder what situation I would get into where I would be willing to just, alright, I'm not gonna fly in this direction, and then be okay with traveling through space for billions of years.
I would just want to see a star die. Imagine going to a black hole and you just realize that you're stuck. Fuck you then. But if you're not stuck, that would be hella cool.
I can only imagine you being stuck.
But
But also imagine trying to find your way back. It's like, cool, I saw a star die, now I want to go back. Where the fuck is Earth?
No. If you go on that journey, you know there's no back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's no going back, and and most of your journey will be nothing.
No, it will be stars.
No, there wouldn't.
It would be.
I mean, there would be lights, and they would be everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Stars.
And you would just be but they would be always be far away.
Not always. If I go towards one, this is assuming that you can fly through space faster than it is expanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to think about the consequences as well. Have we ever considered that if you go into like ghost mode and you just not face through the Earth?
Well, I think that's kind of why we're assuming you have flight. Because otherwise, yeah, gravity would just pull you into the molten core and all of the the ghosts would just be in the hot soup.
Yeah, but why would gravity affect you when nothing in reality otherwise does?
It's a good question, actually.
That's the issue.
Because you're on wavelength.
But what? How? Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But does wavelengths affect? Is wavelengths affected by gravity?
Yeah.
What kind of answer is that?
Not like. Yeah, I mean.
Does sound
depends.
Is sound affected by gravity?
Yes.
Yes.
Elaborate.
Sound is vibrations in air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air.
Yeah.
If you take away air and make sounds in a vacuum,
you can't.
Can't.
Well, sound is waves through a medium. So we have the medium of air. You can have sound through the medium of water. You can have sound through the medium of liquid metal. But if there was air from here to Earth, from Earth to the sun,
or sun,
then the sun, we would hear the sun, and it would be semi-loud, I think. Someone did
Light
that.
is a wavelength.
Yeah.
well, it depends if you watch it or not.
Yes.
No,
No. Wait. That's a different thing.
the double slit experiment is
It acts like a particle when you watch it, and not when you don't. And it acts like a wave when you don't watch it, or it's vice versa.
Yeah, but it's not the watching part. It's what you have to do to be able to watch it. Yeah, it's if you want to see something that you're shooting, then it needs to be illuminated. And that means you have to shoot it with light so that you can see it. And when you shoot it with light, you shoot it away so that you're affecting it. That's the observer effect.
But we are using light here.
Yeah?
Yeah. We don't need a light to light up light.
We have gone into way too much science in this Ghost and Dream episode. We gotta stop. All right, going back to dreams.
Cool.
I had a dream once.
All right. Do you guys have you guys have experienced precognition dreams?
What are that?
It's when you dream of the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loads of times.
Yeah, I experience all the fucking time. Those are dreams that I wish I could remember, but they don't.
Yeah,
until
you
the
don't.
deja
You
vu
only
hits.
remember it when it happens.
Yeah, and then
so
it's like,
dumb.
God damn it, I have dreamt this.
Yeah, so dumb.
I have no recollection of ever experiencing that, so you guys tell me more.
Well, for a description, right? You dream a dream, you forget the dream, and you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe because this has happened a lot when you were young, at least when I was young. When you're young, you dream a lot of dreams, and you don't remember them dreams. And then when you have grown up at least a few years, that thing happens in reality, and you are like, I dreamt this. But you don't remember when. You only remember the specific part that happens. Usually, that's what I am experiencing. I had one dream that was this is the wrong description, but it was so thought out that I remember that I walked to school, and during that walk I was meeting or seeing a person walk on the other side, and I've never seen that person before, and I didn't see that person again, but I remember that I walked to school, saw that person in the dream that when it happened.
Yeah, I've had them before, and they've only gotten like more detailed the older I've gotten. Because I remember I've had them as a child, but then they were like vague and very like broad. While starting from like late, like eighth, like 7th or 8th grade, and then onward, I have these dreams where it is as it described. You have the dream, you wake up and you treat it like, and it's just like any other dream. You're like, wow, okay, huh? And then the day goes, and then the morning goes on, and you forget the dream, but you know you had the dream. But then you forget about it, and time goes on until you hit a point where the thing you dreamt about happens, and you're like, right.
Yeah,
And I get pissed every time because it's like I knew this, because half the time it's it's embarrassing things where it's like if I just knew beforehand I could have said something better or changed the outcome, which probably no I couldn't, because then I probably wouldn't have had that dream. That's
Exactly.
like the timeline thing probably. And like, do you believe that do you believe? Do you believe?
In the thing
Do
called
you
love.
believe in life after love?
Like, do you believe that we are actually dreaming the future, or is this just a deja vu thing on drugs?
I think it's a deja vu thing on drugs, but because I have experienced it, I think there is a logical, plausible way to say that because I've seen a person with the same kind of lineage of like, for example, I dreamt I walked to school. I saw a person with a black coat. I remember exactly how it went because of the dream. But that means also that it could be some random person just walking with a black coat in that dream. It has happened so much that in my experience I feel like we are dreaming of scenarios so much that one of them has to happen.
That could be. It's boring if that's true, but yeah.
Yeah, it is the boring answer,
Yeah.
but it is the truth I'm living in.
Yeah, I mean, it is most likely just like a deja vu thing, but I do love the idea that it is in fact like a timey-wimey mess that ends up in our brains.
Yeah, there is either a show, game, or film or movie that it takes this concept into a new level, that when your consciousness is elevated enough and you became so smart enough, you can think about the future before it happens. So it's more of an intelligent thing. And when this started to happen to me and I've seen the movie and show or whatever it was, I was thinking, oh shit, I have to be so smart because I can dream of the future. It's an intelligent IQ thing. And then I got more and more into it, and I feel like, nah, hell no, I'm not that smart. How the fuck could I do that? That's more of a reason that I think it's just, it's a coincidence. So that's just my scenario of it. That's my truth, right? Yeah, so
That's cool.
that's how I think about it. Sadly.
Could you imagine having a dream that you're like, wow, at some point that will happen, and then you forget about it, and then like a month later it happens. You're like, god damn it.
Totally. I mean, it seems very plausible. I can live myself into the situation. I don't have any examples of it happening. It might have happened. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any, because I don't remember those things, but I know that they have happened, so I don't.
Specifically that feeling of like, oh shit, I should have seen this. I can extrapolate that a bit to it. Like, oh wait, I've experienced this before.
Yeah.
And then adding, I should have known.
There are two things that I do want to ask before we end this episode, because we're on the dream subject.
Yeah.
One is psychology, and that's like the Freudian. Do you guys believe that dreams have meaning?
No.
This depends on how you mean meaning.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't. like, do you believe that? Well, I guess it's two parts. One,
Yeah.
do you believe that dreams can be interpreted to learn something about a person's mental state?
A little bit, yes.
A little bit, yes. I don't believe that the things, scenarios, or the things that we're experiencing are real, but I do believe 100% that all of the emotions that we experience in a dream are 100% real. That's why I believe that, like, if you have a recurring traumatic dream, actually doing like IFS therapy work around it, as if you had actually, say you had a dream where you were a war prisoner and you experience a lot of trauma in the dream and it keeps reoccurring, then actual doing real IFS work and doing parts work about it, realizing and what was it called? Processing those emotions, because they are, the emotions you get are real. The scenario might not be. That's my side tangent.
All right. Well, what do you guys actually think dreams are?
It's just placeholder. It's just a placeholder for you to, because your eyes are seeing blackness, right? And hallucinations come from when thoughts starts to rumble around you and you can't think a straight thought. When all those neurons go between to clean your memory during sleep, or store. Well, when you sleep, the brain cleans your brain from unnecessary information, right? In a sort of way. In a easy way to describe it, it cleans from unnecessary information, nothing you've learned, nothing you don't need in the future, or at least think you don't need in the future. So it cleans itself, right? And during those synapses, that's a word. I don't think it's
Synapses?
I don't think it
Close
works in
enough.
this way.
No, it doesn't work.
No. During those whatever it's called, when it flies, the electronic things inside our brain, the sparks fly through everything and picks up everything up. Your vision becomes so scrambled that you get hallucinations, and it's a placeholder to not make you go insane because of all the cleansing that the brain has to do. Does that make sense?
I mean, it sounds extremely hippie, but yeah.
Hippie.
Yeah.
Mine feels more hippie because it's not based on science. Well, it is, I guess, kinda.
That's
I
what
don't-
hippies always claim science.
No, okay, right. A dream for me is just your brain sorting, like Tommy said, like sorting through either events or memories, or just processing things. But what you're experiencing is what I mean when I say the non-physical world. We have the physical world here, but the non-physical world is what we can, one of the things we can experience when we dream. If I dream of a dinosaur, a real dinosaur doesn't exist, but it exists in the non-physical world. That's sort of what I think the dream is.
Isn't that just imagination?
Sure, but is imagination real?
No, that is just something you think of.
Right, so imagination isn't real, so it doesn't exist.
This is a brain in a yard discussion.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you feel about it, though?
I mean, I don't. From what I've heard, the whole idea that the brain like cleans itself up during sleep is made up. Like, that's not actually how it works.
All right.
Because our brain is just neural pathways, right? Like, it connects neural pathways to make us like experience things, and most of the brain is just made to run the body without us having to manually control our lungs and kidneys and internal muscles. And some of it is developed so that we can do complex tasks. And one of the things is imagination, which is used to like think, which is what we use to think forward, and also remember our past, which we use to think forward, so that we can learn those experiences and keep them in our past. And I think dreams are just like unfiltered thoughts. Like it's just, like, this was sort of what we talked about. Like it is your brain just, instead of having a direction that we follow, our brain follows a path, and then it either jumps to a new path, or it develops this path, but without what the focus that we would normally have in a awake state.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just like the brain going on a ride, just like jump. It's free association when we're sleeping, and it leads to, like we said, hallucinations, fantasies, like scenarios in our head that we just either can either that we don't remember at all, or that we experience so deeply because of REM sleep that we remember them.
Fair.
Cool. I like that thought.
And sometimes we have future predicting dreams where we do actually experience the timeline.
Because we're so smart.
And also sometimes you chew gum for a week and then you get stabbed by chewing gum.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, fuck those gums.
fuck those
Yeah,
gums.
yeah.
They came in. The ghost of those gums came into your dreams to haunt you.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I had them, I was constantly torturing them by chewing them non-stop. So
So they made
I
retaliation.
deserve it, I guess.
But the question is that if it's unfiltered thought, is there if there's a thing in your life that you either like tries to like push down or that consumes you, will that find its way into your dreams, and can that then be read for like actual psychological evaluation?
Yes, I believe that 100%.
All right.
We have started to be able to read thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
definitely more now when we can actually read brain waves. In, like,
Yeah,
sleeping.
but we can get pictures now.
Oh right, yeah.
We can literally get pictures from brain of thoughts.
Yeah, they can. So
which is fucking incredible.
But imagination isn't real.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so the pictures aren't right because you can't read something that's not real.
You can think of something that can become real. That's a different thing.
Yeah, but not if your thoughts aren't real. Then those thoughts are real.
The thoughts are real.
you hear that, people who can't see pictures in their head, imagination isn't real. You were right all along.
Exactly.
Imagination, the word of describing how it feels, is real. The thing you are imagining isn't real. That's the difference.
Come with me,
And you'll see
a world of pure.
world of
DJ Khaled.
imagine-
I mean, that's how songs work. I
It's the
think.
world wide.
Okay. To end the episode, I want to ask a second last question here.
Hell yeah.
Did you guys wish you dreamt more?
Yeah. And I know I can.
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, that's the second question I was gonna go into.
This is the last question, though.
Well, do you guys think we should dream journal?
I
Because the
can't.
people who dream journal do experience and remember their dreams better.
Of course, because they can read whatever happened.
No, not their old dreams, their new dreams, you dumb fuck.
I didn't say old dreams. I said they
You
can
are
read
so
what happened.
stupid!
I did not say anything
You
again.
can't even
Oh.
English!
Thank you, everybody, for listening. It's been a pleasure. We are Everything About Nothing,
And
Nothing about everything.
and we are so happy you listened. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next episode.
Take care, bye.
bye.
Bye.